Hello everyone, I'm Father Michael Rubling, Associate Pastor here at St. Margaret's Parish in Bel Air and our mission parish, St. Mary Magdalene. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I just have a couple announcements for you all. First and foremost, we are opening up and I would like to invite you all to once again fulfill the obligation to come to Holy Mass. Archbishop Lori and the bishops of this region are once again asking us to come back to Mass to fulfill the obligation. And my friends, this is the most perfect way in which we live out the third commandment, to keep the Sabbath day holy. And we've lived so much in this last year digitally, through media, through screens. And my friends, we as human beings are not made to do that, and especially our relationship with God. We are here to be present, to interact with God and each other, face to face, person to person. And so this opening up of our churches and the invitation to return back to Holy Mass is an opportunity to encounter one another and especially encounter Jesus Christ in the Mass in a personal, face-to-face way. So on the weekend of June 26th and 27th, Archbishop Lori, the bishops of this region, Monsignor Kevin, Father Matt, myself, and all the staff here would like to warmly invite you all back to Holy Mass. Now, I know for so many, this may be kind of scary and difficult, but I want to assure you, we are doing everything we can to make our churches as safe as possible, and we will continue a lot of our safety and sanitation procedures. For instance, for the distribution of Holy Communion, the communion ministers, whether priest or a lay person, will continue to have masks on at least through the end of July. And also be aware that as far as the obligation to come to Mass, the Church has always had certain exceptions, reasons that a person should not come to Mass. For instance, for those who are seriously ill or who have flu-like symptoms, you should not come to Mass. For those who perhaps cannot come through no fault of their own, which means a transportation issue, those who are homebound, perhaps incapacitated due to age, you do not need to come to Mass. For those who have compromised health conditions, do not come to Mass. And also for those who are caretakers of sick persons or persons who have are seriously at risk for contracting a disease, you do not need to come to Mass. So don't feel guilty if you can't come, if you fit into one of these conditions or categories. It is okay. The Church in her wisdom knows that there are some who cannot get to Mass, nor should they go to Mass. And lastly, as far as this first announcement goes, my friends, in the great joy of opening up our churches, I want to tell you the command of Jesus. Do not be afraid. He wants all of us to be with him, and his power and his love, he will keep us safe, and he wants us to receive his very body and blood at the Mass. My second announcement is that not only is Archbishop Lori asking us to once again fulfill the obligation to return to Holy Mass, but he's also instituted this new year of the Eucharist. So we celebrated the Feast of Corpus Christi a couple weeks ago, and that was the beginning of the year of the Eucharist. It is going to go all the way until next year. And what we get a chance to do this year is refocus on the Eucharist, which we receive at every Mass. Jesus is clear in the Gospels, and Jesus is God, that in the Eucharist we receive his very body and blood as food and drink. This is why we come to Mass. It's not just for the preaching, it's not just for the music, although those are really good. It's not just for the community. My friends, my fellow Catholics, whom I'm inviting back to Mass, at every single Mass, you get to receive Jesus, his very body and blood. This is the holiest, the most sacred, the most joyful thing you will do in your life, period. I'm just super excited, as you can tell, about this year of the Eucharist. For all of us here at St. Margaret's and St. Mary Magdalene, we want to make this year very special. So we're going to have certain things we do throughout the year to really unpack and open up the Mass in a way that perhaps many of us have never done before. For instance, right now we have a worship aid, which it was handed out at every Mass that walks through every part of the Mass, so we can start to open up and unpack what the different parts of the Mass are, what the readings are. Throughout the year, we're going to have different courses, retreats, teaching Masses where we get a chance to understand what happens at Holy Mass. So my friends, thank you for watching this video. And once again, Archbishop Lori on the weekend of June 26th and 27th is inviting us all to fulfill the obligation to come back to Holy Mass on Sundays. And secondly, this upcoming year is a special year of the Eucharist that we get to experience, hopefully, in a new way, Jesus' body and blood. God bless you all.